How to build thick arms. This is going to be the tricep edition. I'm going to explain to you the two main exercises I use in order to grow my own triceps. And the first one, honestly, has packed on a shit ton of size. It's annoyed me, the size of my triceps, for a long period of time. Just doubled down on this exercise, nailed the technique, made it loadable, progress week on week on week, and they've really started to shift. So I'm really excited to share that with you. And you'll also get the secondary exercise too. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tom Sergi. I run the Gorilla Platoon, which is an online physique transformation program where we get results like this, which is quite nice. And then we deliver videos on how we get the results. So look forward to more videos on some new results coming out very, very soon. So today's video, we're going to discuss then how to grow you a thick set of triceps. Let's waste no time and roll straight in. So the first and the best exercise I've found for growing my triceps, specifically the long head that attaches over the shoulder, this the thicker part actually of the two heads. Well, the tricep is three heads, but you can't really see the medial head as it's down here. You've got the lateral head and also the long head. The long head is the bigger one, the one that can actually take more of the brunt of the loading. And one that we're going to focus on here. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you this just separates and works only the long head. It doesn't. It works both of them. You can't just really isolate one or the other. Don't get me wrong. If you put your arm over your head, you're going to work the long head more. But it's very hard to just switch them on and off. So just there's a crossover, but this one will prioritize more of the long head. Now, the reason I choose this exercise is, first of all, it's fairly stable. Like if you look at it from here, fairly stable, fairly well supported. It's very, very loadable. It's tricep dips, the same way pull-ups is just as loadable. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got to wear a belt, but look how much tin you can stack on top of your own body weight when doing this exercise. Most times, you're just not going to be able to move the same load doing the overhead cable tricep extension because you've got to get the fucking weight up and it's here. And the annoying thing about that exercise, unless you've got a special machine, but it gets harder as you get towards the top in the shortened position where you are weakest, not where you're strongest. Whereas this exercise, if we look as you go through, this is going to target it in the lengthened position where you are stronger. So it's more loadable because you can lift more load where you're stronger, of course. So with this is hardest at the bottom. Why is that? Well, because the joints are furthest away from each other. So it's the muscles that will hold the joints in place. Otherwise, you just fall like a bag of bones. And then at the top, the joints are stacked. So there's not that much resistance. Look at this exercise the same way you look at a flat or an incline dumbbell press for your pecs. Very, very good exercise. Very loadable. Hits the muscle in the lengthened position. It is the staple in growing you a big boy fucking chest. So what I've done is I've taken that approach and applied it to my triceps. And funnily enough, when I started to take that approach and apply it to my triceps, things started to change, shit started to happen. So just slow it down on the way down, get the pause at the bottom, and then pause at the top. Pause at the bottom, pause at the top. Steady, always in control of the movement, so you don't fucking prolapse your shoulders or some weird shit. You know, load it up nice and heavy. We've got 45 kg on there, soon to be 50. And we're just grinding through. And the way I would program this, or I do program this, go one heavy ass fucking set of around 6 to 10 reps. Make sure your last reps look like that. And then 2 back off sets, aiming in around the 12 to 15 rep mark range. Now I program this on 2 separate days. I program this when I train push, and I program this when I train arms and delts. So when I train push, the priority is the pecs, 100%. Then the delts, then the triceps. So this exercise will go in as number 5. By this point, I've already done pec deck, incline, flat, and shoulder press. So I've done 4 exercises. Then this is going in. So I'm not going to be that strong when I come round to this. This video was not taken on that day because I actually lift a little bit less. But when you do your arms and delts, put this first. If the triceps is a priority, put this at the start of your arms and delts day. This is the compound exercise of your triceps. Put it at the start, heavy fucking 6 to 10. You'll notice how much stronger you are when you start with it fresh. Then 2 back off sets, 12 to 15. Very, very good exercise. Log it in your logbook, know what you did last time, progress. Slow it down, pause in the lengthened position, and just fucking grind the way through. This will grow you big boy triceps. Get yourself a belt. The only time this can be an issue is if your bars are so much wider than your shoulder structure. And I felt that, and where I've transitioned from this gym to another gym, the bars they're not at that wide. They are fine, to be honest, but they're a little bit wider than this, and it can put a little bit of pressure on the front delt, because what it's doing is it's taking your arms like this, and it's basically bending your shoulders in this position so you can reach out wide to where the bars are. So you may just have to look around for, again, this is down to like your gym and to see if you've got like a decent set of tricep dip bars. I wouldn't do the tricep dip version where you're on 2 benches. It's just nasty the way it puts your arms in that position because you're kind of pushing back against it. It's just not really a healthy place to put it in. I wouldn't do that. I'd rather just find another solution. But anyway, this is a very good exercise. Definitely get it programmed, and then we'll move on to the secondary exercise. So no need to overcomplicate it when it comes to triceps. If you've trained the long head by putting the arm slightly behind the body, which we've done in that exercise there, or you're going to do it overhead. The only other exercise you really need to do is extending the elbow when your arm is by the side. You can use bars, ropes, a straight bar, single arm, but again, it wants to be something loadable. I find ropes are good, but look at the surface of the ball that you have your hands on. It's not that wide, so you can't put that much force through it. The beautiful thing about this handle is, and you'll see it as I extend, look at the size of those handles, yeah? It works the same as a bar, but it spreads, which is nice. If the bar doesn't, unlucky, but you could still use the straight bar and then just keep your arms in a fixed position. Fucking come on, look at them triceps, boys. Yeah, so we're here and we're extending. The upper arm never wants to move. This stays fixed and you're going to push away from here. Now this is going to be hardest in the shortened position, the opposite to the other exercise, where you are weakest. But again, is it important to train the muscle in both the length and in the short position? Of course it is. Just like when we're training chest, we do pec deck and we do dumbbell press. Both train them in the different portions of where the muscle is hardest, or if it's short or in the length and position. So do both. Absolutely do both. This is one you're going to put right towards the back end of your session. Rep ranges, again, you could do a top set of 8 to 12 and a back off of 2 back off of 12 to 15, or you could honestly just go straight to 3 higher rep sets, pushing towards 15 on both. You'll notice this is where it starts to get hard. Am I jolting a little bit? Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to grind that last little bit through, keeping tension on. As long as you're not completely swinging over and forcing your shoulders down, the majority, the brunt of the work is still being done by the working muscle. So nice and simple. They're the 2 exercises I program. That's what I do for myself. This is what's grown me a good set of triceps so far this year, but we will not rest until they're fucking massive. So if you found this useful, great. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be nice. You don't have to, but that'd be nice. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.